like you mentioned, or at least the thesis of one of your books goes something along the lines that these incremental phenomena such as climate change, or for that matter, this spontaneous black swan phenomena, the coronavirus, has different effects for different socioeconomic classes, that the rich get
Sure.
richer and the poor get poorer.
Yes.
And this is the same the case for richer nations and poorer nations as well, or would you say it's a more individual phenomena than?
No, it's the same. So it's the poor people within a rich nation or poorer nations. So, you think about, how Hurricane Katrina, divided New Orleans. Who suffered? Well, it's the poor people. There's still 100,000 people displaced from New Orleans who haven't been able to return because the city of New Orleans has not reestablished utilities in the areas where they lived. It's impossible for them to come back. Now some of them have happily resettled somewhere else. Some of them have, found that living in Atlanta is pretty good. School systems might be better. Younger people like your age may have been thinking of moving anyway. People your age are very mobile, so they may well have wanted to go to Houston, but older people not. Older people wanted to come back. So the wealthier people who lived literally on higher ground in New Orleans did just fine. In fact, if they had insurance, they might have got a new roof out of from their insurance. They might have, their kitchen might have been flooded, and now they got a new kitchen.
Right.
But the poorer people just can't manage at all. Now, in the coronavirus, it's a little bit the same. A lot of poorer people don't have health insurance, so they're not going to go get tested. And if they are diagnosed, they don't have health insurance, so whatever happens to them is going to be very costly, unless our government figures out a way to make the treatment of people with this condition to be free of charge to them. I mean, it's not their fault. They've just gotten sick from a virus that came from nowhere, came from outer space, basically.
I think it's absolutely congruent to the way things are in India as well, because even if there isn't as much of a health insurance problem, the problem is that in inefficient markets with noise, markets like India, money just does not stand for store of value. It also gives you these auxiliary peripheral benefits of early access and stuff like that. So with limited testing availability, with limited and frankly no sight of a cure in the horizon, the rich definitely benefit, the poor definitely suffer. But at least that bit is intuitive to me. What is counterintuitive to me in the thesis of your earlier book is how the rich get richer. How is it that the rich are getting richer and not staying the same?
So because anything that's renewed, a house, for instance, is always going to be better than what you had before. And I'm thinking now not in coronavirus, but in terms of
natural disasters.
An earthquake. Your kitchen catches fire. You claim your insurance. The new kitchen you get is much better than the old kitchen. You get all new appliances and whatnot, and suddenly you become a wonderful chef.
Right.
So it's a benefit. It's a Schumpeter phenomenon. It's the gale of creative destruction. you've destroyed something, but in its place, if you have the means, the thing that you replace it with is nominally better. Whereas that's not going to happen at the poorest end. People, you think very poor people in India, if they have a dwelling, very fragile dwelling, they won't have it insured. The best that they can do is try to put it back together about the same way as it was.
Right.
It's not going to be improved.
Right.
Because of that situation. Whereas with a rich person, their situation may be improved.